What's up, everybody? It's here, Roy Bones here. I just want to show off another archetype I really enjoy playing. Essentially, they're the archetype used by the main villain in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimension movie. A really great movie, by the way. They're the Cubics. Cubics are really cool. Their main gimmick is they place counters on monsters, which negates their effects and prevents them from attacking. You yourself have monsters that can attack multiple times, and you also burn damage, and you swing with really big, heavy attack points. So yeah, just to straight up get into it, Bijam, one of your main monsters to have on field, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And at the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you place this card into the spell and trap card zone, and then you put a counter on whatever monster you attack. And then you could main phase 2, you could always on your turn you could always bring it back, which is pretty cool. And then also your Duza other main monster, because he's your not the searcher of the deck, but kind of, because when he's summoned, normal or special, you can throw one of your spells or traps into the graveyard. The spells and traps of this archetype, they have their initial effects, but they also have their graveyard effects. And their graveyard effects are the more beneficial ones. So you usually summon him in order to throw those cards into the graveyard to get those effects. Also, when a monster on either turn is sent to the graveyard, you can boost its attack by 200 for every unique monster with a different name in your graveyard until the end of the turn by 200. So it's nothing crazy, but long game, he can get a little bit bigger. Also, the rest of your cubic monsters, they cannot be normal summoned or set. They have to be special summoned by getting rid of a cubic monster. So Dark Garnix and Get a Gil, you have to get rid of one cubic monster in order to special summon them. The difference being is when this one, he special summoned, he gains 1,000 attack, and when he destroys a monster, you can bring back 2 V-Jump seeds from the graveyard, and then you could get a monster. So this one, Garnix, he could get a Blade Gerudia. Gata, he gains 800 attack when he's summoned, but he also burns 800 damage when he's summoned. And then he can gain 2 seeds, and then you can get a Vulcan Dragny from your deck. Blade Gerudia and Vulcan Dragny, these two require 2 cubic monsters in order to be special summoned. Difference being is that Blade Gerudia, when he's special summoned, he gains 2,000 attack, and this one can attack twice per battle phase, which is pretty good. And then he can resummon 3 seeds from the graveyard, and then you could get a Buster Gundo from the deck. And then Vulcan Dragny, he gains 1,600 attack, and he burns for 800 damage when he's summoned. After he battles, he can get 3 seeds from the graveyard, and then you can get an Indiora Doom Volt from the deck. And then these two are your big swingers. Well, not really your big, mainly Buster, but Indiora has his, he's pretty cool too. So Buster Gundo, 3 cubic monsters you have to get rid of in order to special summon him, but he gains 3,000 attack, and he can attack 3 times per battle phase. And then if he's sent to the graveyard by battle or card effect, you can target up to 3 cubic monsters. So not just your seed, any 3 cubic monsters from the graveyard, special summon them, and then you can add 1 cubic card, any spell, trap, or monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. It's pretty good. Indiora, he has the exact same effect where if he's sent to the graveyard, you special summon 3 cubic monsters from the grave, and then you can add any cubic monster. But the difference between him, he can only attack once. He gains 2,400 attack for being special summoned by 3 monsters, and then he inflicts 800 damage. So he's your burner. It's pretty good. One of your big main boss monsters is Crimson Nova, the Dark Cubic Lord. This is the one you want to summon. This is the one you're gonna be summoning, and this is the one that's gonna win you games. Because in order to special summon him, all you have to do is just reveal 3 cubic cards in your hand with different names, of course, and then you can just special summon him. He is unaffected by monster effects of monsters with 3k or less damage. So if they try to battle fade you, doesn't matter. If they try to use some effect that, destroy this monster, if they're under 3k, does nothing. If they have a link reroll, they attribute themselves in order to make your attack 0, it doesn't matter. They're under 3k, this is unaffected. It's really good. Also, when he destroys a monster, he can attack again. And he already has 3k, so ooh, imagine that. Also, during the end phase, which is really funny, both you and the opponent take 3k damage at the exact same time. So with this effect, if you both have 3k and then you end phase, it turns to a draw. But if you have more life points than them, this is a really good way to win, because you swing twice with 3k and then end phase it for another 3k. Oh man, beautiful one turn kill right there. Your other boss monster, Crimson Nova, Trinity the Dark Cubic Lord. You summon him by fusion with 3 Cubic Lords. Really hard to summon sometimes, but if you can do it, you essentially win the game. This one, he cannot be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. When you declare an attack, you have your opponent's life points, and then when you destroy a monster by battle, you can attack again. And if you take effect damage, you inflict damage to your opponent equal to the one you took. So yeah, if you summon him, which you're rarely gonna do, you practically win. All you have to do is destroy at least one monster with at least 2500 attack, and you basically win. Now to the spells and traps. So, Cubic Wave, very important, because this is how you usually win. Target one of your monsters, your cubic monsters, target one of the opponent's monster, have their attack, double your attack. When this is in the graveyard, you can banish this and as many cubics from your graveyard, and then you place a cubic counter up to the however many you banished. That's how many cubic counters you can place onto the enemy monster. So if you have three seeds, banish 3 seeds, you can put 3 counters on the monsters. This targets, by the way. But it's pretty good. You may need, obviously, you want to have it in hand to double your attack, but it can save you. Cubic Karma, this is one of the main spells that you're going to want in the graveyard, but it has good effect too. When this card is activated, target one of your cubic monsters, and you can boost that monster by 800 per seed that you send from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So if you send 3 seeds, that's 2400 attack that your monster could gain. Also, during your opponent's turn, if the cubic seed is special summoned by the effect of a cubic monster, so usually you're in Theyre or Buster, it just halves your opponent's life points just for that effect triggering, which is really cool. Oh, also graveyard effect. Banish this, and then you could get any cubic monster from your deck to your hand. So this is how you're gonna search for a cubic lord, or if you already have them in your hand, you want another cubic card in your hand, you're gonna use that. Cubic Dharma, very important for your seeds, because you take no battle damage from attacks involving your cubic monsters. So obviously with your V-Jump seeds, with this, you get to crash into your monsters, place a cubic counter on them. Also, you send a cubic card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw 1 card. So this is going to help you throw away one of your spells or traps to the graveyard. And then when this is in the graveyard, banish this, and then you can add a cubic monster from your graveyard to your hand. So this is another quick way to get another cubic card in order to summon Lord. Cubic Rebirth, you rarely use this, but it does help you. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, target the attacking monster. Your opponent special summons in attack position as many monsters as possible from their hand, deck, and their graveyard with the same name. Also, the attack is 0 now, and they have a cubic counter. So this is really good against a extra deck monster that can be targeted, because you don't really want to use it on a normal monster, because they're just gonna summon 3 of those monsters, and then they're just gonna like link summon with them, or XYZ summon, or synchro, whatever. So you usually want to use it on an extra deck monster. That way it just gets a cubic counter, and then you can special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster, ignoring their summon condition. So it's pretty good. Cubic Ascension. When a monster declares an attack, you special summon a seed, and then they have to attack into a seed. And then in the graveyard, if your opponent has 2000 or more life points than you, you can special summon a seed from your hand, deck, or graveyard. And if you had no monsters when you activated this from the graveyard, you can summon up to 3. So that could usually really save you. Or you could have 3 seeds on the field just so you could summon in Theyre or Buster. Pretty good. Cubic Casualty is a great card. Distribute a number of cubic counters on your opponent's monsters based on the number of cubic monsters you have. So let's say you just brought back 3 seeds with Ascension, right? Activate Cubic Casualty. Now you get to place 3 counters on the opponent's monsters. And then graveyard effect. Banish this. Select one of your cubic monsters. And then if they destroy a monster with a cubic counter, the opponent loses life points based on the original attack of that destroy monster. So you usually want to combo this with your beaters, because even though if they're in defense mode and they have a cubic counter, you destroy them, and then with cubic casualty, they'll still take damage based on their attack points, which is pretty good. And then cubic mandala, this card you want to have it already set, because if you control a cubic monster, activate this by targeting any of the number of monsters that were sent to the graveyard that turn, and then special summon them with 0 attack and cubic counters. So let's say with your monsters that have multiple attacks, right? Your Buster, your Gerudia, or your Lord. Attack one monster, destroy it, activate cubic mandala, bring that monster right back here, boy, you know, with 0 attack, and then swing again. And then obviously, because it's gonna have a cubic counter, it could also really counter it combos with cubic casualty. But I mean, if you're already swinging with Lord, you pretty much win. But you know, it could still be pretty cool for that extra guarantee. And then finally, unification of the cubic lords. This is how you fusion summon the Trinity. Fusion summon one cubic monster from the extra deck. But you know, you kind of want to run polymerization just in case, because obviously it's a trap card, so you're gonna have to set it and then activate it next turn. Yeah, but mainly you want this for the graveyard effect, which is when this is in the graveyard, if one of your cubic monsters leave the field, you get to special summon a level 4 or lower cubic monster from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. And if you do, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. So it can help you stall out for 1 extra turn. And also, if you special summon, let's say, Buster in Gerudia, which is pretty good, they're gonna have 0 attack. However, you're gonna have them on the field, so you can let your opponent destroy them. That way, you could bring back 3 cubic monsters from the graveyard, and then get any card. Usually, you're gonna want a cubic wave or something. And yeah, that's pretty much all the cubics. They don't really care about the extra deck, so run whatever you want. Cards that discard cards or send spells and traps to the graveyard is also really good main cards to have. And yeah, I'm gonna show you some gameplay using them, and I hope you enjoy them. I have 3 other cubic cards in my hand, so I could easily summon my Lord. And I have a Volcanic Queen, which lets me tribute their monster. They're gonna link summon their Karibo, and they're a Thunder Dragon player. So they're just, you know, setting their board up. They're gonna fusion. Big boy, Thunder Dragon Titan, 3200. How unfortunate it would be if I just tribute him away. And I got another Lord, so I could special summon 2. Volcanic Queen. Special summon my Lord. Special summon my other Lord. And now I'm just gonna swing. They try to link Karibo, which makes my attack 0, but unaffected because they have less than 3k. I destroy the monster, I get to attack again. Lord attacks again, 3k. I end my turn, well, before setting. And then they just take 3k. And easy game. It's just passing out L's with cubics, man. It's so fucking fun. Alright, final match is going to be against Utopia player. You know how Utopia do, they negate attack, they double their attack. However, they can't usually like attack directly, but man, they could boost the fuck out of their attack points to like astronomical. So right now they're just setting up, they're gonna summon all their Utopias, number 39. By the way, Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, the anime, garbage. I fucking hate the main character, he's so dumb, dude, like worst protagonist ever, bro. He's so dumb. Like he literally sees, okay, this monster has 3k attack. What can I do? Everybody will tell him, yo, summon your monster defense mode. It cannot be destroyed by battle in defense mode. You'll survive. And he's like, Nah, let me summon my 0 attack monster against this 3k. And then it gets destroyed, he takes the damage. And he's like, what the fuck? Why my monster get destroyed? Why I take so much damage? Oh man, I should listen to you. It's like, yeah, no fucking shit, bro. Stupid ass character. But of course he mains Utopias. So right here you summon his monsters still. Bum. Diablosis, just banishing my cards. It's all good though, because I already have Duel, which lets me search. Bam! I got 5 cubic monsters. So all I need to do is just search it out. I use Mystical Space Typhoon to destroy his back row, but unfortunately he uses it to XYZ another monster. DDD. Duel Dawn King. Unfortunately, his effect is that all my effects don't work. So I have to just set and pass. But I set a seed, that way he cannot attack. And I get to start out one turn. How unfortunate, I would have beat him last turn, but you know, I couldn't. He didn't give it my effects. So now he's gonna summon his other Utopia monsters. Utopia double. Special summon his other monster. Done. Gets a double or nothing, so double his attack. Boom, he can negate attack and it's also doubled. The other monster makes it so that my monster's attack turns to 0. And then the other, of course, the Duel King, he makes it so that he can, my effects don't work. So yeah, they have 35, 42, 5,000. How am I gonna win? And they have a back row. Whatever can I do? Activate Duza. Send a Karma. Use Karma. Search a Lord. Let's bring out Vulcan because I have a cubic wave in the... Summon him because I just want to bait out, you know, I thought it was a Solemn Warning or whatever, but it doesn't matter. Boom. They wasted it. Now I summon Lord. Lord, cubic wave. Double my attack, half their attack. Cubic wave in the graveyard. Banish all those monsters. Target their monsters. They get cubics. Now their effects don't matter. And they can't attack. So they try to negate my attack. Doesn't work. They try to turn my attack into 0. Doesn't work. Even if they didn't have cubic counters, it wouldn't work because their original attack is less than 3k. So it wouldn't have worked in it. But it's just so funny seeing them do it. Attack their 0. Boom for the 6k. Doesn't work. Boom. Swing again. 25. And it's easy game. That's how cubics do. We just win. We just hand out L's, you know. It's a skill issue. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoy the archetype and look into them. They're really fun, really heavy swingers. And I think that's if you like that sort of gameplay, you'll probably like the cubics. And yeah, hope you guys have a damn good day.